Good morning, everyone. My name is Omkar Singh Rothand. I am a student of Vikramshila IS Coaching Institute, 14 Bigha, Rishikesh. Today, I am here to tell you about the act which has been made at the time period of British Crown. So, it starts from 1858 to 1947 till India got independence and became a dominant state. First act of 1858, which has been made due to the revolt of 1857. 1857 revolt is also known as the first war of Indian independence and the Sepoy mutiny. The feature of this act was the title of Governor General of India has been dissolved and the new title of Viceroy of India has been made. So the first Viceroy of India was Lord Canning, and a newly body was also formed which is known as the Secretary of India, which has been holding more power as compared to the Viceroy of India because it directly served to the Parliament of the British Crown. Next feature of this act was it dissolved the double government system. The further act was known as the Indian Council Act, which has been classified into three acts. The first act was of 1861, second 1892, and the third 1909. The first act of 1861. In this act, the member of Council of State has been nominated by the Viceroy of India, and these three members are from Maharaj of Banaras, Raja of Patiala, and Sir Dhankar Rao. These three members are elected by the Viceroy of India. That at that time was Lord Canning. The other act was of 1891. In this act, the number of members in the legislative council has been increased, and the members of legislative council are two types: provisional and central. These members are get increased by the Viceroy of India, and they get a power to discuss the budget of India. Next feature is if the the power in the hand of Viceroy to increase the member of member of Central Legislative Council on the basis of the recommendation of the members of Provisional Council of member of Provisional Council of Legislative Council. Next act is of 1909, which is also known as the Minto-Marley Act. The Minto was the Viceroy of India and Marley was the Secretariat of India, which hold more power as compared to the Minto. So the feature of this act was it provide a separate electoral for the Muslim community. The election for the Muslim community was the next feature was the increase of the members of provisional and the Central Legislative Council, which has been increased from 16 to 60 members. And next feature was there was an opportunity for Indians to be the part of Executive Council of Viceroy and Generals. And the first member who became the part of this council was Satyendra Prasad Sinha. Now, next act of 1990, which is also known as the Montagu-Chelmsford Act. Montagu was the Secretariat of India and Chelmsford was the Viceroy of India. In this act, the word diarchy first used. This diarchy used because of the diarchy is established in the provision, and due to which there is the use of diarchy. Now, the next act of 1935, with the help of this act 1935, most of the part of our constitution has been taken from. First, the feature of this 1935 act was there are 3 to 1 section in this act and 10 schedules, and it classifies the power between union and the provision in 3 lists. First list was federal list, which has 59 items. Second, the provisional list, which has 54 items. The third list is concurrent list, which has 36 items total in it. Next feature of this act is the establishment of the Reserve Bank of India. Next, there is the establishment of Federal Public Service Commission, and not only the Federal Service Commission, but the the Public Service Commission and Joint Public Service Commission for the state and the joint provisions. Now, the last act is of 1947, which is known as the Independent Act of 1947, in which India get freedom. So, in 20 February 1947, the Prime Minister of England, Sir Clement Attlee, declared that in 30 July 1948, India has declared as a dominant state, and the rule of British has been over. So, and next thing which come in 1947 Act was 3 June 1948 plan, which is launched by the Viceroy of that time, who is Mountbatten, and known as the Mountbatten Plan. In this Mountbatten Plan, there is a document which tells about the division of India and Pakistan as a dominant state. Next, we come into the feature of this act was the rule of British has been completely over with the help of this act of 1947. Now, there are two dominant states which has been made, India and Pakistan. And next feature is British provide the governance to India until both the dominant state made their constitution. And other feature of this act, the title of Viceroy has been changed to the General of India, and the first general is Mountbatten, and the first general of independent India was Rajendra Prasad, and the title of Secretariat of India has also been dissolved. So the last act of 1947 tells about the freedom of India, which has been declared by the British Crown to India. Thank you. That's it.